All right, let's kick it off. The views and language and candor expressed on this series are designed to provide thought and conversation amongst adults. Some opinions and perspectives may be unsuitable for those who are emotionally weak. Viewer discretion is advised. All right. All right. Welcome to Coach's Decision with Chris P. Reed, where each Wednesday we dive into topics that try to provide some game to assist you or someone close to you in what you're going through. I have many clients that are great players of the game of life, but a great coach sometimes has to make decisions designed to protect the player from themselves. Sometimes you need a coach's decision. My producer and top client will guide us through some of these moments, and we depend on you, the audience, to provide perspective and questions in the chat, share some additional insights on the topic.
Yeah, so I'm MOB. I'm your friendly neighborhood producer. So feel free to drop any questions, concerns, or whatever angle you have to the topic. So I'll be reading off your questions. So drop them in at any time.
All right. So what do you have on your mind today to discuss, sir?
So you sent out a weekly thought on living a serene life.
Mm-hmm.
First thing I started thinking of is, who are you talking to? Are you talking to men? You talking to women? You talking about at home, at work? You talking about single people only? So I need some clarification of the direction of who you're talking to. And I know this is a lot of questions, but
That's all right.
Does
So
does it mean that you giving up and you living a boring life and you letting people run over you?
no, you need, first of all, peace is the optimal thing. I think everybody should live their life with a happiness quotient. We all here to be happy and progressive if possible, unless we have issues, right? Some people have mental issues and things like that that prevent those things. But I'm talking to the sane at this point in time. So, and I'm talking to everybody, like you said, married, single, gay, straight, and otherwise, Jews, Gentiles, and whatnot. Everybody has a opportunity, if they so desire, to try to capture some serenity in their life. And what I sent out was the fact that, to me, it comes down to five different things that help you to generate serenity within your life. Beyond prayer and other things, you have to kind of activate and act out some of these things. And so the five things, I'll go through them and then we can go deeper. The one thing is acceptance. That's number one. Number two, not to take stuff personal. Number three, breathe. Calm the hell down and breathe a little bit. Number four, that helps that is step away. Step away from the situation. Sometimes the emotion within the situation allow for you to make rash decisions. And then number five, don't dwell on it. I believe it's a sin to dwell or to remain in anything for too long. So you have to kind of take a step back. But if you do those five things, it will lead to a more serene life for you and hopefully those around you that you burden with all of your drama. So, but that's that. So if we go ahead.
Was acceptance.
First thing is acceptance. So
is that the one we're talking about?
Say it one more time.
Is that the boring? Like you starting to accept everything that's going on around? You're not doing nothing about it.
No.
That sounds kind of.
We're not talking about no standards. Yeah, you talk about lack of standards, right? No, it's not a lack of standards type acceptance. It's the fact that if you in a situation and we are the architects of our own misery a lot of times. So sometimes you find yourself in situations that you developed, that you created based on things that you've done. So you have to, at some point in time, accept your role in all these things. What you realize, if you've been in relationships, you've been at work, or you've been in situations, a lot of people have tendency to blame others for things that they've been part of or they've been culpable within. And you have to accept your place in this situation. What did I do to help to build this, or what could I have done to prevent this?
Okay, I got it. Sounds like accountability there a little bit.
Okay. The only thing is accountability is coincided with blame. A lot of people think to be accountable means something went wrong and you're taking responsibility / accountability for it. Acceptance is just neutral. It's whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. You accept the fact that this on me, or this is what I need to do to move on from that, or you accept the fact that this person is putting you in this situation, or this person don't mean you no good. You have to accept what your lion eyes and your gut is telling you. There's a level of admitting you have a problem is the first step in solving it. That's the part of acceptance that I'm speaking of.
So not be delusional.
Yes, absolutely. The worst lie you could tell is to yourself. That's the
Okay.
word. You could lie to God. You could say, if you just get me through this, I won't drink no more. I won't smoke no more. I won't, you know what I'm saying, raw dog no more hoes. But the fact is, you have to be honest with yourself first and foremost, because you know you better than anybody should.
Okay. Or you should, or get to know you. Okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. I can accept that.
Okay.
What's number 2?
Number 2 is not to take stuff personal, right? I think that because you're involved, there is going to be a personal aspect to it. But when things happen, it can't always be about you. Like sometimes people have bad days. Sometimes you not qualified, or sometimes they chose somebody else and you were qualified. You just can't take it personal. You can't try to talk to a chick at the club or at the bar, and she say no, and you start calling her out of her name, and you taking that too hard. It just wasn't your night. It just wasn't your time. That job wasn't for you. If you're a believer, then you believe that what's for you is for you, and you don't have to take everything so personal. You can move on. But a lot of people internalize a lot of this stuff and they take it too personal. You got to take a step back and realize, okay, wait a second. How am I reacting to this? And why am I taking it so personally? Why am I doing this and making this about me when it could be about something that I have no idea what's going on with this person?
Okay. Seems like you have a cosigner. Theme party says architects of our own misery.
Architect, that's right. Oh, okay. I like that. Yeah. You mean, because when you look back at it, there's something that you could have done to stop the bullshit. Like you could have walked away. You could have told them to leave you alone. You could have. Now, my father-in-law used to always say, look, I'll run, but don't chase me. Now, I'm not for punks. Don't be a punk in life. But at the same point in time, once you realize this is no good, I'm going to move away from this. Don't follow me with that drama. That doesn't make sense. That's going to lead to a problem for everybody, right? Mm-hmm. And so that's the situation that I'm referring to, as far as it might not be about you. And I think if you sit back as an adult and realize a lot of the big things that have occurred, a lot of the big arguments, it was more than just what y'all was arguing about at that time or what was going on. It was a lot of other things woven into that, and you just happen to catch them at the wrong time. Right time in the wrong place, you catch drama.
Okay, so we got acceptance. Number 2.
Yeah. No, number 2 is not taking it personal.
Not taking it personal.
Yeah.
So what do we have? Take the L's as a lesson. I like that.
Hold on.
The wins or losses, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say everything. Yeah, it's not just the L's. You got to learn from the wins too. I think we sometimes harp on the losses because of the pain or the sting, but the wins, the adulation that you get from a win, you got to say, okay, how can I repeat that? The key to success is duplication. If you make a shot, shoot it the same way that next time if you can. If you make a strike, throw that ball the same way the next time if you can. It's about duplicating positive results. If you got with your wife because you wrote poems and bought flowers, whatever it took to get your baby hooked, you gotta keep that stuff up because that's their love language. So there's more lessons in the win than there is in the L's. But it's common because so many losses in life that people say you got to learn from the L's too.
Seems like you got some people who agree with you, though. Even Sean says facts.
Yeah. Because sometimes you could, and we'll talk about this in number 5, where you don't want to dwell. These losses is going to happen. For me, a lesson means that you picked up something to where it can't happen again. But to be real with you, some shit is out of your control. It's beyond your grasp, and you can't help that might occur again. And if you start beating yourself over things that aren't in your control, then that's when you end up having some mental problems and you start feeling, like everybody against you.
Okay. What number are we on? 4?
We're on number 3. Number 3 is breathe. This is the woosah, right? So so take a beat, take a breath, calm the hell down, chill out. You can count to 10, you can count to 5, you can count as high as you want to count. But a lot of times we so quick to react, and there is no benefit in expediency when it comes to saying something that can't be put back in you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube when you're in an argument with your old lady. And if you start talking about how fat and nasty she was when y'all first got together, that I'm telling you, that's going to be a forever argument. That's going to be, you might say something in the heat of the moment and you think, hey, this is going to end here. Women have memories like elephants, man, and it's going to come back up. You're going to relive it. There's some stuff I've been them forgot about, and it came up 12 years later in a nothing argument. Like, what I totally forgot about that. Like, that didn't, you said we was good. So you got to take a breath before you put yourself into situations where you immediately react. Once again, there's no benefit in immediacy.
Why'd you forget? You didn't mean it?
No, I fucked up and it was over. Like, you got to categorize that shit. You got to file that away, bro. Like, I messed up. I did my time. Here's the situation. To me, it's like this. I go to jail on some misdemeanor type stuff, right? Cool. I come out a year and a half later, whatever my time was. I get a degree. I start my own business. And every time I go around my family, they're like, what's up, convict? That's not cool. That's not cool. Yes, technically, I'm a convict. I'm an ex-con, right? An ex-convict. But the fact that you keep throwing it up, no one gains anything. You just doing that to craft weapons against me.
Who's to blame in that situation? Them for saying what's up, convict, or you for not accepting? You told me that was rule number one.
And this is what I have to do. I have to accept that that's the shit they own and not be around them. Like, if that does me no good to remind me I went to jail a long time ago. It's been 42 years. Like, what is we doing? That's not a real nickname, right? Like, let's just keep it real.
So you saying that living a serene life is within yourself? Doesn't it have something to do with the couples though? Like, what if you and your couple conflict? So if what brings you peace doesn't bring them peace.
Right. Generally, it doesn't start like that because y'all start off hot. You know what I'm saying? It's the honeymoon period, right? And so when you and her start off, that's where y'all are in life and that's what y'all own. And y'all do the same things and y'all like the same things. And then, 5-10 years later, she find Christ or, something happens and y'all start to go in different directions as far as how much y'all like to go out or you don't like to dance no more or whatever the case may be. You have to have constant communication to recalibrate those relationships. A relationship, especially a marriage, is not set it and forget it. You have to keep letting them know, hey, I don't really like that pizza spot no more. I think they might have changed the recipe. You got to constantly make sure they understand where you are in your situation so they can see where they are. And that doesn't mean they have to be in the same place you're in. It's a great case where people can grow apart. So much so that it doesn't make sense for them to be together romantically anymore. That's possible. It's not the desired effect, and it's not what they wrote in the Bible. But it is very possible in this day and age with all this input and information that y'all can get on two totally different pages. You still like going to the rodeo, and she want to go to galas and Met balls and shit. Like, these aren't the same people anymore. It's okay for you to grow in your own space, but you have to communicate and not be mad at somebody because they still on that old stuff. They still like to go, to the family reunion. They still like to be around people that they came up with, and you think you better than them now because you got a little bread. Those are conversations that have to be had before it turns into an argument and those type of things. So when you involve somebody else in your serenity, you have to make sure that they've passed the test to be in your orbit, that they can actually keep your serenity up. That doesn't mean at all times y'all skipping and smiling and whistling and shit. That's not what I'm on. What I'm saying is you have a responsibility and an obligation to make sure you're saying, wait a second, does this fill my happiness quotient? Does this make me who I want to be ultimately? Because we start sacrificing and taking shortcuts and making concessions for people, and we end up losing ourselves. Women do this a lot, and they talk about it a lot. I gave this and I did that for him when he was this and he was that, and all these investments that you made to where you started giving up on yourself to invest in this person. And he had no idea these was deposits. He wasn't tabulating or calculating none of these deposits, and you feel like you done put all this in, and it never went to the account.
So how do you handle a situation where you have a partner that won't let you breathe, or what you do to breathe disrupts their peace?
Yeah,
So,
y'all not. Yeah, y'all grew apart. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Let that burn. You gotta let it burn. You gotta let it burn.
even the communication, nothing helps that.
You start with saying something. Like, you have a right to express yourself for sure, but what I have to be honest about is if she not on what you own, that's okay too. That's okay too, bro.
If she don't want you to play PlayStation,
Yes.
which I think a lot of men have an issue with that,
Yes.
because that gets on her nerves that you're in there playing PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
What can be done about that?
So I got two schools of thoughts on that. If you a grown up that just picked up a PlayStation controller and picked this up as a hobby after you got married, shame on you. Shame on you. But if she met your ass playing Madden and 2K, and it was good enough when y'all was dating, we can't get fancy once the rings come on. We can't start getting, you know what I mean? But the same thing for women. I'll speak for myself. I met somebody that wore skirts, and I love the skirts. And then we got a little older. She was like, I don't really like wearing the short stuff no more. Well, that's not what I signed up for. So we had to have a conversation, right? Now, I lost that one, but it was a conversation, right? So it's one of those deals. You can't be picking up new stuff without some type of authorization. Okay. Don't bring dogs home. That shit ain't cool. You know, it's been y'all two forever. You bring home puppies.
So all this running away. What's number 4?
All right, cool. Step away. Step away. Listen.
Is that also called running away?
It's not, because stepping away is the fact that, and I don't know everybody on the chat, you know, we got some people obviously on the chat. Everybody can't hide shit good with their face. So that breathe, it works for people who have a poker face. It does not work for people who can't hide nothing on their face. You need to physically step away. You know, the Bible say don't go to bed on your wrath, but you need to physically take a step back and figure out, is this the hill I want to die on? Is the relationship worth me talking about her mashed potatoes being lumpy? You know what I'm saying? Because the fact is, things can grow quickly out of control. So sometimes you need to call a timeout. You need to call a timeout and take a step back and say, wait a second, is this what I thought it was?
Is that more dangerous than pretending like the mashed potatoes are not lumpy and just folding them up in the napkin?
No, you don't want to fake it, dog. It gets so old when you start taking concessions and faking things, or just putting up with it, thinking that you can change yourself or it'll just go away, and it's eating at you. You start dreaming about that shit. Like it becomes cancerous emotionally when you start trying to. And that's same thing with a job. You get a boss, and that boss is riding your ass about stuff, and you like, man, I can't look. If he say one more thing, I'm gonna have to punch him. Now you got a history of violence on your corporate job. Like, you done ruined everything over this dude saying stuff. Like, that don't even make sense.
So who can you tell that, hey, you disrupted my peace? Because you can't go in there and tell your boss, like, I know you want me to finish this report, but you messing with my peace.
Right. So the thing about it is, have a job that aligns with your peace. Know yourself enough to know what aligns with your peace. And then if they come in and change the job, then you got to make decisions. Decisions have to be made. Great example. Not sure how much you make, but if all of a sudden your job requires for you to go plunge toilets, you have a decision to make. They can write that into your job description if they so desire, but they also can lose you, because that's exactly what's going to happen at my job when they say, hey, you got to come and start cleaning up after people. Okay, this ain't the job for me no more. So it's not a lot of conversation. No, sir. I'm overpaid, but I'm not that overpaid. Yeah, I'm too good. I'm too good for that, cuz. For sure. For dysentery and stuff like that, yeah, I'm too good for that. I've come too far. I'm come too far to have to get changed to do work. Like, I'm at work dressed in one thing that I got to change because I don't want to mess up my suit jacket in the bathroom. Yeah, I'm too good for that, cuz. Getting bleach on my shit. Yeah.
I'm cool with it. Okay.
What does the chat say? Let's go to the chat. What is it? Does anybody in here feel like that they too good for their job, switching up and asking them to do lesser than jobs, or like the president would say, black jobs?
I don't think it's a job in America that aligns with our peace.
Are you kidding me?
Have
You don't think?
you work on
Yes.
a job that aligns with your peace?
No, I don't. But you said in America. I think preachers would disagree with you.
That's their peace?
Yes, I think musicians would disagree with you. I think actresses would disagree with you.
That is a lonely life on the road. They got that. Did you not hear the audition? Being on the road, that's tough. You got to grow up fast.
Yeah, I understand.
Hotels, cook meals, and all these women just want you for your fame.
No, it's that. First of all, saying all is very disrespectful to women who just like people who can sing. It might not be about the fame. It might be about the money. It might be about the looks, but it's not just they want you for one thing. They want you for a combination of things. So
but they still look like their name is Ray. Trying to my dough for me.
Right. I agree. So, but I think, this is when you sign up for something, the whole context of it, the whole demo. So that's what you have to, but you can only control what you can control. And we'll get to that in a moment. So,
let's talk about the jobs real quick.
Okay.
You say that it's peaceful, but let's go to Monique Jones saying you protecting a bag. You have to provide for the family.
You don't. You should. You should provide for. Yes, you should, but you don't have to do anything except stay black and die. Like that's all you have to do. Like everything else is a choice that you make, and you have to take that power and understand you have the power to choose what you want to do and to promote your happiness. So yeah, at all costs, yes, you have to look. If it's not, you have to have something to give something. There's no way that you don't have peace and you're consecutively and consistently providing peace. Nobody's that fake. Nobody's that good.
Michael Jackson didn't have to stay black. What's number 5?
Number 5 is don't dwell on it. You know what I mean? I think that once it's over, once the milk is spilled, it's spilled milk. You can't sit there and try to, if I coulda, woulda, shoulda. Everybody has that thing where they in a conversation, some shit go down, and then 8 hours later, I should have said this. And then they want to rehash it and open it back up. No, it's gone. That moment is gone. You got to let that burn. And a lot of people don't have the ability to do that or don't have the desire to do that. That's just the nature of things.
So you're just saying fight better next time?
Yeah. Or try to put yourself in positions where you're not fighting at all. You know what I'm saying? You want to always assess situations and control what you can to not be in a situation where you're having those type of fights, having those type of back and forth with folks. So, and that leads into kind of what we were talking about is the serenity prayer. So the conventional way that people understand the serenity prayer is God grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. But the original serenity prayer 100 years ago, written by this guy Reinhold, it also turned out to be more of a prayer itself. And it talked about accepting hardships as a path to peace and talking to the Lord and understanding that the world is sinful and that it's not going to go your way all the time. So in the idea of creating that happiness and having a reasonable happiness in this life and the supreme happiness in heaven is really the goal. I think a lot of times we want heaven on earth because that's in the Bible somewhere, right? We're going to make heaven. No, you have to just kind of go through this now, make that suffrage and accept and understand the things that are actually part of what you put in and part of what somebody else is trying to put on you. And don't put that stuff on. Don't let them put that on you. So, that's kind of where we want to go with that. So was there any comments or any questions from the folks before we jump off?
No other comments.
Okay.
No other questions right now.
All right, cool.
So before we jump off, though, got a little history. So one of the greatest speeches that Martin Luther King ever did was "I have a dream."
Right.
Not many people know that wasn't the title of the speech. He had a coach in the audience, right?
Right.
Mahalia Jackson.
Mahalia Jackson, absolutely.
Said, "Tell him about the dream, Martin. Tell him about the dream."
Right.
You dream a lot, so can you
do.
tell us about one of your dreams before we hop off?
Absolutely. So I dream a lot. I dream actively, and I have the ability to remember my dreams. My wife doesn't. She never remember. I think she don't give a damn, to be honest with you. But I love my dreams, and so I got into this thing recently where I got in the vehicle to take my baby to school, and she said, "Did you sleep well?" And I was like, "No, nah, this dream was kind of crazy." And she asked me about the dream, and I told her. She thought it was hilarious. It was a different dream. I can't even remember what it is now, but that began a tradition of me telling her about my dreams every morning. So what I'll do each week is give y'all probably the dream of the week, right? And so it just so happened this dream, keep in mind, it's a dream. I know you're going to ask questions. I know you enough to know you want some logic out of this dream, but it's a damn dream. So in this dream, my family happens to own a series of casinos. They're not nice casinos. They older casinos. Think of old Vegas Strip type casinos. You know what I'm saying? The Golden Nugget and that kind of stuff. But we got some casinos under us, but we losing money. So me as the head of the family running the casino, I'm trying to figure out how can we enhance these casinos, these 3 or 4 casinos. How can we make this better? How can we expand our margins? But the reason why we keep losing money is because my brother keeps getting caught up in lawsuits. Okay. And he keeps getting caught up in lawsuits because he's out in these streets putting people in illegal wrestling moves. Okay. So they calling me like, hey, he got locked up again for putting somebody else in an illegal wrestling move. I'm on the phone with the lawyers and all that. And I'm like, okay, get him out and pay off whoever you can so we don't get sued. And we hemorrhaging money because my brother is putting people in illegal wrestling moves. Now, it just so happened in my dream, my brother also happens to be Jerry Stackhouse. Okay. So Jerry Stackhouse, for those who don't know, played at the University of North Carolina, played in the NBA forever. He's a coach now. He might be 6'9", 6'8", 6'9", 240, 250.
Yep. There.
Like, yeah. He known to have hands and everything, but my brother is fucking up the church's money, putting illegal wrestling moves on people. And eventually we got to make a decision of what we're going to do with him. Do we want to teach him a lesson, or do we want him to shame the family or continue to shame the family by these NDAs getting broken and things of that nature? And then I woke up.
Do you still have your real brother?
Yeah, I do.
You the dream?
No. That is he replaced my real brother. Jerry Stackhouse did.
He replaced your real brother.
He wasn't Jerry Stackhouse in the dream. He was my brother in the dream, but he looked just like Jerry Stackhouse. Same size and everything.
Really?
Yep.
Why are you the head of the family?
I went to school. Yeah, I was the one who went to college. Yep. Same as real life. They call me about everything. It could be medical, dental, legal, electricity, computers. I get calls to be like, hey, you went to school. There's a crack in the sidewalk. Who's responsible for that? Me or the city? I didn't go to school for that.
Do you bet on wrestling?
I don't. I used to watch wrestling. So it's different between wrestling. Anybody that wrestled in high school, I don't want to disrespect you. You know what I'm saying? Wrestled in college, I don't want to disrespect you. And then you got wrestling. So no, I used to watch wrestling when it was WWF. But then the World Wildlife Fund sued them to make it WWE a long time ago. But we talk about Captain Lou Albano, Jimmy Superfly Snuka, the Macho Man, you know what I'm saying? Captain Lou Albano. I was on that when I was a kid. But you get into the illegal wrestling moves part. Like if he was putting legal wrestling moves on people, would have been fine. I don't. It was a dream, fam. It was a dream.
Was there a resolution? Were you able to stop this wrestling?
I woke up before and I chose not to write it out and try to solve it in real life because I knew it was a dream.
You didn't call your brother?
I did not.
Why not?
I don't want to be involved if he is actually. I'm not a psychic or no shit like that. Like I don't think my brother is putting wrestling moves on people in real life, and then it came to me in a dream. Yeah, we're not Creole.
For help.
No, it was. He might want to do that through AT&T on the phone. Like, don't do it through a dream. I'm not built like that.
And he need to tell you to stop gambling.
So,
So anything we can apply to life for this? Don't take dreams seriously, or
No, it's I think dreams have meanings, and Freud did a lot of stuff with dreams, and we can go into that at a later time. But this was just it was a crazy dream. If y'all have had crazy dreams and y'all want to write that out, put it in the chat. Let people know your dreams. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. It's not deeper than Atlantis. You know what I'm saying? It's not. So I don't take it too seriously.
We appreciate you sharing. Hope the family's okay. Everybody can go over.
The only people that know is y'all and my daughter, and now y'all know. So that's I'm about my daughter, and now y'all know, and that's the dream of the week. So, but cool. As we close out of here, we want y'all to tune in live next Wednesday, 9 p.m. same time for another episode of Coach's Decision with Crispy Reed. Until then, take it easy, or at least take it how you can get it. Good business. Good business. Yeah, it was 2 man. That was good. That's what I want. That's what I want. I don't. So let me ask you this: why?